So I had a question. During it seems like you just criticize people who make money off handbag wearing basic bitches and bicep mirror worshipping soldier wannabes. It seems you just criticize people who make money off these two types of individuals, the male ditzy and the female ditzies. Well, I just wanted to say apologies to any scammer, huckster, fad diet author, promoter, low carber, vegan diss or whatever. I just wanted to apologize and deeply, sincerely apologize for my behavior in recent times, or videos for the years back, the weeks back, the days back, whatever. Anything I ever said against these people calling out their stuff, I apologize. I was actually wrong. Calorie restrictive diets, less than the World Health Organization recommendation of 2100 roughly for adults. Calorie restrictive diets are good. If you want to get a bikini body, starve yourself down. That, like some other authors say, on starvation restrictive diets, handful of chickpeas, 2 carrots, whatever, just a little bit of food, and exercise your ass off, take caffeine pills, whatever. That recommendation, I used to say it's wrong, but now I think it's actually good. It's a good thing to do. I agree that vegans don't get enough protein, and vegans will die pretty quickly without some animal products in their diet. You might break a leg falling off a ladder, and if you don't have animal protein, your leg will not heal, so you will die from femoral artery implosion. Another thing that's an issue is carbohydrates. Now, it's fine if you're running a marathon every day around Australia, you can eat carbohydrates. If you're not running a marathon or more per day, I would not recommend eating carbohydrates. If you're training for a marathon, you can eat carbohydrates the morning of the marathon, but otherwise, carbohydrates are strictly for Olympic marathoners on race day only. Unless you're Olympic standard, running maybe sub 220, sub 230 for women, then I would not recommend eating carbohydrates, because carbohydrates do cause obesity, based on the Fathead documentary, which was quite a compelling and informative and highly recommended for my person documentary on the importance of eating lots of healthy fats and animal protein. And McDonald's is a good corporation. I used to say McShit, now I say McAwesome. McDonald's is a very good company, provides a lot of jobs, cuts down a lot of forests, which also creates jobs and creates good highways and things like that. And McDonald's does not contribute to the obesity epidemic, like I previously said. Also, Jamie Oliver, outstanding person in the community, recently did a change.org petition saying let's create awareness of obesity. And Jamie's food at his restaurants he serves, all the veal and the chicken and the steak, the big steaks and the oil and the greasy, fatty food that Jamie Oliver serves in his Jamie's Italian restaurants is actually, in my opinion, very, very healthy and very good at slimming down a nation. And I don't feel that Jamie's out to mislead people, or no, not worse than someone said Jamie's worse than McDonald's because everyone knows McDonald's isn't healthy, but they go to Jamie's restaurants because they think Jamie's food is healthy, and that's worse than McDonald's. Well, I disagree with people who say those things. I think Jamie's food is actually really healthy, and I think McDonald's food is really healthy because they're both, Jamie's food, McDonald's foods, are rich in healthy fats. And the brain is made of fats, so if you don't get enough fats, you won't be healthy. And that sounds funny, but it's true. So you are what you eat. So if you want to get a healthy brain fats, you've got to eat healthy fats in your diet. So make sure you have a balance. Just have your plate, and you just eyeball it. You have your protein, and you have your healthy fats, and that's what you got to do. Healthy fats for the brain tissue. And low-fat diets, I used to promote them, but I'm actually wrong. Low-fat diets are a cause of obesity, and your brain will you'll be starving your brain of fuel, and your brain will actually shrink down to the size of a walnut because of its the atrophy, and the brain cannibalizes itself because you're not getting enough fat. What happens is your body will starve and cannibalize fat from your brain to feed your cells. So if you don't get enough healthy fats in your diet, from especially animal sources, your vitamin K and your D2 and your D6 and your D8, all those things like that, you need these things from healthy animal proteins, and it's sustainable. We know it's sustainable. I mean, it just is. It just is. I also want to apologize. I said to people that it takes time to get results. And I disagree. I was wrong. 12 weeks. 12 weeks bikini body, 6 weeks to swole. it should happen really fucking quick. If it's not, you're just not training or dieting hard enough. I used to be against that, but now I'm for that. Another thing was metabolic damage, adaptive thermogenesis. I was wrong on that. That actually doesn't even exist. That was just a term I made up. I just made that up to make myself look better. It doesn't actually exist. If you starve yourself or calorie restrict, that's what you do to lose weight. And what you do now doesn't affect the future at all, because your metabolism doesn't even exist. Your leptin's actually something I made up. Oh, I want to apologise. I actually made up the leptin theory. It's actually not even true. Leptin doesn't even exist. Leptin's not even a hormone. Leptin's the name of a leprechaun cartoon character from Ireland in the 1930s that I ripped off someone's Facebook page back in 2007. So leptin, the leprechaun, doesn't even exist. Leptin's not even a hormone. Leptin's a leprechaun, sorry. Leptin, the hormone, doesn't exist, but leptin, the leprechaun, does exist. Look it up. He's a cartoon character from Ireland back in the 40s, 50s. So I was wrong. I just want to apologise for that. So I'm going to go right now, get myself a big steak, because I just learned the vegan diet's banned for you to actually die. I just wanted to make this video quickly. So I do apologise sincerely to anyone I've ever offended, ridiculed, anything like that. I wanted to apologise. I've got a new product coming out. I've got a whey protein shake. Collabing with the protein world, we're going to do a really good whey protein shake there, because you need, protein helps burn fat, keeps you fuller longer. That's coming out soon. We're also doing a, what else have we got online? We've got some oil shakes, some oil for endurance, stamina. Just instead of drinking sugar, waters and fruit juice, you have your oil shakes. So stay tuned for that. Durianrider's branched chain, long chain essential fatty acid amino shake coming along with caprylic acid and K2 and D4 and D3.2. That's coming soon. And we're doing a 1600 calorie diet plan as well, just to get you stripped and shredded. And again, because you don't have to worry about metabolic damage or thermodynamics or whatever that stuff is, because that's just all a myth. Have a good day. I'm going to fat the fuck up. We'll see you soon. And just lastly, I've got some bikes for sale. So if anyone wants a bike or do a trade, I'm looking for a V8 Commodore, preferably SS with a 5-inch diff. I've got to go in the city. I'm only 2 k's from the city now. I live near the city, and 2 k's from the city. I've got to drive the Commodore to pick up Freele's new handbag. So if anyone wants to swap some bikes for a Holden Commodore, ideally SS V8, let us know. Give me a DM or a PM or an Insta message. We'll get some revs up and get it down. So maybe slate grey, 1991, VN, VP, SS Commodore. That's what I'm looking for. Peace. Because cyclists, I was wrong. I used to promote cycling. But cyclists, they fucking piss me off. They don't pay rates, regulations, taxes, insurance. Cyclists are fucking, when I'm driving to 2 k's to pick up my girl's handbag or whatever, or going to Macca's, and there's a fucking cyclist on the road, they shouldn't be on the fucking road. And if I fucking hit them, that's their fucking fault. I used to drink water. Now I drink oil. This is organic cold pressed oil. I almost thought the video was over because I just had vegan deficiencies in my brain, but now I've just gone back from the pub, had my steak, now I'm drinking my acrylic oil. My brain's working now, I remember things. I'm like so much fucking sharper. So what I was going to say is that don't drink water. If your body's thirsty, that means you're healthy. If you're thirsty, means you probably haven't had enough coffee. When people say coffee's bad, coffee's actually good, as long as it's organic. But even organic doesn't really fucking mean much. But I mean, you need coffee because it's just the Mayans drank it. And cacao is good as well. I used to call it cacao. It's actually cacao superfood. We're talking fucking superfoods here. Alright? The average person doesn't get it. You need your superfoods. So we're going to put out a superfood line very soon. And people say you're going to make money off basic bitches who wear handbags or fucking swolger wannabes. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. Because if you buy our product, you're sincerely legit about your health and fitness, man. It's not looking for shortcuts or comforters. You want to take real action, and that's why we're going to spend big on our product line. Another thing I was going to mention was that emotional eating. I always used to give people shit about, say, emotional eating doesn't exist. It does exist. If you're tired, hungry, stressed, fatigued, whatever, you shouldn't eat. The only time you should eat, really, technically, is probably, oil. Just have your superfoods. And that's when you crave a superfood, when you want to eat food, it means your body needs superfoods to heal the past deficiencies, especially if you had a vegan diet. You need superfoods. If you ate a vegan diet longer than a week, 2 or 3 days minimum. Longer than a week, you need superfoods to help repair and heal that damage you had. So I'm going back a lot on what I've said, but you learn. You just learn stuff. Again, the stomach is no bigger than the fist. So if anyone says you should eat more food than your fist, then they're just fisting you, really, because that's not true at all. What you want to have is superfoods, which are low calorie. Oil's low calorie, so you have just a little bit. You only need a little bit. Why is it so expensive, our product? It just is, because it's quality. If it's not expensive, we know it's not quality. All right, that's how we know. It's just if it's expensive, it's quality. You know, Freele's Prada handbag is expensive, so it's quality. Don't eat much. Superfoods, small meals, go. Burpees, let's do it.